but IQ. He understands the sport. He looks at it in a mental sense. He knows what he needs to do.
Yes, he did. He said, well, if Ray Leonard could beat Marvelous Marvin Hagler, then Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez.
Terence got a great chance to beat him, man. You know what I mean? Terence can box. Terence can move. Terence can punch. You know what I mean? Terence ain't gonna be doing like Skull.
Lennox Lewis was impressed by Terence Crawford's intense preparation ahead of the Canelo showdown. He applauded Crawford's discipline and sharp fight IQ, pointing out that whenever Crawford switches on with full focus, he already knows the path to victory. Lewis emphasized that this level of preparation proves Crawford is completely ready for the challenge.
Stay at the top and be at the top. He moves very well. He's a very elusive mover, and his work rate is high.
I won't ask you who's going to win the fight because I know it's a question you've probably been asked a million times, but I will ask you, do you think this fight goes the distance or do you think this fight ends inside the distance?
Interesting.
Terence Crawford's coach, Brian Bomac McIntyre, has stressed that the magnitude of this fight isn't weighing down his fighter. He stated there's no pressure on Crawford going into the historic bout with Canelo Alvarez. Bomac explained that Crawford has stayed locked in, treating this matchup as just another test in his legendary run. He highlighted that Crawford knows exactly what needs to be executed once the bell rings. His preparation has been precise, calculated, and focused on performance. For Crawford, it's not about the stage or the hype. It's about proving he is truly the pound-for-pound king. Bomac assures that Crawford is mentally steady, physically sharp, and strategically prepared to stun the boxing world.
Have a fight rather than maybe boxing them.
No, I don't think there's no pressure on Terence because Terence gonna fight the way that he's used to fighting. So by saying all that stuff that Turkey say or anybody else say, that doesn't bother Terence not one bit. You know, we train for one way, the way we're going to fight, and that's the way we're going to get the job done.
When people talk about this fight and they talk about the outcome of the fight, the sort of narrative online is that, look, Terence was moving up in weight, but we all know Terence can crack. When that fight was made with Errol Spence, it was seen as a 50-50 fight, and in reality what it was one of the most destructive performances I've ever seen. Should fans be surprised if Terence could manage to stop Canelo?
I think that fans are going to be surprised when he dismantled Canelo. The more time goes on, the more time Terence can settle into that weight, the worse is off for the opponent.
The last one from me, because I know this time is now at that minute as you were talking, so I just had one more question. If he manages to get through Canelo Alvarez, does that cement his place on the Mount Rushmore of boxing?
You just answered the question.
Rhetorical.
Legendary analyst Larry Merchant drew a striking parallel between great battles of the past and the upcoming clash between Crawford and Canelo. He recalled Sugar Ray Leonard's upset win over Marvin Hagler, a fight many believed Leonard could not win. Merchant suggested Crawford now stands in a similar position. The dynamic is the same. A smaller, quicker technician against a naturally bigger, stronger champion. Just as Leonard relied on speed, movement, and ring IQ to outthink Hagler, Merchant believes Crawford has the skill set to replicate that strategy against Canelo. He explained that success will depend on sharp footwork, precise timing, and controlling the rhythm of the fight. For Merchant, the blueprint already exists in boxing history, and Crawford has every tool to execute it flawlessly.
I asked the great Larry Merchant, I said, do you think Terence Crawford has a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez? And Larry said, Jim, did Ray Leonard get an official decision victory over Marvelous Marvin Hagler? And I said, yes, he did. He said, well, if Ray Leonard could beat Marvelous Marvin Hagler, then Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. And I said, why do you say that? He said, same equation. Get in, get out. Get in, get out. Yeah. Over and over and over. He's got to figure the angles and the approaches that will allow him to step in, land to the body, or occasionally upstairs, and then get out. That's what Ray did so effectively against Hagler.
Respected trainer Buzzy Ennis made a bold claim while breaking down the matchup. He pointed out that Canelo Alvarez has shown signs of frustration in the past, especially against slick and mobile opponents. Ennis warned that Terence Crawford is exactly the kind of fighter who can push Canelo out of his comfort zone. Unlike William Skull or others who lacked the skill to trouble Alvarez, Crawford excels at creating angles, landing sharp counters, and putting rivals in difficult positions. Ennis stressed that this fight won't come down to raw power, but to who controls the tempo. If Crawford manages to frustrate Canelo, it could pave the way for a career-defining triumph.
And all that. If he can't touch you, you know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean?
Now, did watching that make you feel like Terence Crawford has better than a 50% chance after watching? I know we've seen him against Lara back in the day, but now this is supposed to be a new and improved Canelo.
Yeah. I think, like I said, Terence got a great chance to beat him, man. You know what I mean? Terence can box, Terence can move, Terence can punch. You know what I mean? Terence ain't gonna be doing like Skull. Terence gonna fight you. You know what I mean? He's Terence from the streets, man. You know what I mean? He know what to do. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it, I think he's gonna wind up frustrating Canelo. You know what I mean?
So what's the right way? Because Skull was moving too much. Is as soon as he as soon as you turn him, then is that when you start firing off?
Well, see, the thing is, the right way, the way I would have my fighter doing is I'm boxing him, you know what I mean? And he coming at me, I'm hitting him, pop, 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 pop. And soon he gets set, I'll tie him up, walking to the center. You know what I mean? We cruise to the ropes and do the same thing, good, and keep on frustrating, hit with the jab, boom, boom. Keep on moving, but also hitting him, though. You know what I mean? And he gets frustrated, then he let his guards down. And it's a good night.
In preparation for Canelo, Crawford has brought in quality sparring partners designed to mimic the Mexican champion's style. Among them is Lester Martinez, a seasoned professional with strong fundamentals. Martinez has been pushing Crawford in training by applying pressure, showcasing strength, and using ring craft similar to what Canelo is known for. Reports indicate that Crawford has looked impressive during these sessions, adjusting to Martinez's power while displaying his signature counterpunching and accuracy. By working with opponents like Martinez, Crawford is making sure he enters the fight fully accustomed to the size and physicality of a true super middleweight.
A lot of people are saying about Crawford's age, but, no boxing, no life, as Canelo would say. And Crawford still, in age, but he ain't took no punishment. He's cautious, he works hard throughout these years, so of course you're gonna, you gotta count that in the factor. But in his heart and his mind and his spirit, he's still youthful about boxing. He loves boxing, and this is one way to get him up. He's a challenge guy. He loves a challenge, and Canelo is the biggest challenge you can get. We got to go up 2 weight classes, really 3 weight classes to get a guy like that. Hardest puncher, great counter puncher, tons of experience, undisputed champion, unified champion, a couple of divisions champion, and so we didn't get the Pacquiao or the Mayweather, but we getting Canelo, and nothing comes easy to Team Crawford, and expect us to look good on the 12th. Expect us to come out victorious September 12th.
Well, we obviously just saw his fight against Skull, and people didn't obviously enjoy it, the back foot boxing from Skull and whatever, but what fight can fans expect from Bud? Because a lot of people think that it'll be similar to that or the Charlo fight or whatever like that.
The one thing about Crawford is he got guts. Them bums ain't have no guts. Them bums didn't want to win. Crawford want to win. That's it. It ain't about no belt. It ain't about nothing. You didn't sign the contract. We want to win, and he want to be the best, and he is the best. So that's what's going to be the difference. Crawford got guts. He got a fighting spirit. So when you see Crawford, he going to go in there and get busy with Canelo. Don't you even doubt that. You understand? You ain't never seen Crawford stay on the back foot in no fight in his life. You understand? He the type of guy to go get you. So expect him to go get him. We going to do everything we can to him. We going to do whatever we got to do. But one thing you can expect is Crawford is going to step to him. Because you can't beat Canelo going on the back foot forever. You got to go get him. You got to do something. And he better know.
Analysts are buzzing about the unique clash of styles this showdown brings. Canelo Alvarez is renowned for his measured, punishing approach, applying steady pressure, conserving energy, and then exploding with powerful combinations. His bodywork and uppercuts have broken down countless opponents. On the other hand, Terence Crawford thrives on rhythm, fluid movement, and improvisation. He switches stances with ease, creates sharp angles, and lands with sudden precision. Experts believe this contest is more than power versus speed. It's calculation against creativity. Canelo represents strength and method, while Crawford showcases unpredictability and adaptability. This contrast of styles could deliver one of the most captivating chess matches in modern boxing.
Preparation from sparring. Like Terence being with Lester Martinez, he's about as good a concoction you could hope for as a sparring partner. I need a guy who can come forward with good timing, who's sharp, who got good power in both hands. Lester Martinez for Terence Crawford. If you're Canelo, I need a guy that can switch. I need a guy with length. I need a guy with power, with skill. He gets Darrell Valsaint, who's 6'1", 154. He switch hits, southpaw, mostly southpaw like Terence, but can switch. Good long. His arms are almost the exact same length as Terence Crawford. And he's a young 23-year-old good athlete. And then I don't know if Canelo's sparring with Marco Verde, who won the silver medal for Mexico, but Marco Verde would, again, 5'11", long arms, southpaw, can switch. I would think between Darrell Valsaint and Marco Verde, Canelo's getting awesome preparation. And then Terence with Lester Martinez. This is speculative, but someone did mention it to me on Twitter when I was talking about Canelo preparing with Valsaint. They go, well, Lester Martinez had to go home with migraines and pull out of a fight, and he was sparring with Terence Crawford. So, I mean, it's speculative, but you're like, well, if you put 2 and 2 together, if he was getting migraines for sparring Terence Crawford and had to pull out of a fight because of it, then that must mean Terence Crawford is doing well in the gym.
For Crawford, winning isn't just a choice, it's second nature. His career has been built on resilience and the ability to deliver when the stakes are highest. In preparing for Canelo, he has pushed himself to the limit, training to maintain peak intensity across all 12 grueling rounds. On the other side, reports suggest Canelo has been sharpening his own weapons, sparring with younger fighters to mirror Crawford's speed, agility, and unpredictability. Both camps recognize the magnitude of this clash and are making sure no detail is overlooked.
Predictable. I think Canelo, he likes to go to the same combinations, quite repetitively, whereas Crawford is unpredictable. And despite him not having the size, it's the shots that you don't see that hurt the most. And maybe Crawford can hit him with some unexpected shit. And because of the repetitiveness of Canelo, maybe he can time him. Maybe he can counterpunch with him, because Crawford is unbelievable at that. But I'm fascinated to see if Crawford has the power to get the respect of Canelo Alvarez, because when you don't, it's a long night. It's not nice. Like Crawford did well against Madrimov, and he won that fight for me quite clearly. But Madrimov was countering him. If you can counter the counter puncher, you can give them a lot of problems when they're not used to that. And Canelo can counter people really well. And as great as Terence Crawford is, we've never seen him in there with someone with the power of Canelo Alvarez. This is a different world of power. And look, maybe Canelo doesn't throw as many shots as he used to, and maybe Crawford might look at that and go, you know what, I'm going to try and outpoint this guy, not get into a war with him, but just show my boxing, genius, and outpoint him and outland him. That's possible. It is. This is why this is such a fascinating matchup, man. We've been treated to some amazing fights. Usyk Fury, for example, this is another one of those mega fights on Riyadh season.
Former champion Zab Judah had high praise for Terence Crawford, pointing to his sharpness, speed, and rare ability to blend power with precision. Judah confidently predicted that Crawford's mix of quickness and accuracy could be enough to drop Canelo to the canvas. He described Crawford as one of the few fighters who possess both the intelligence and natural talent to truly trouble Alvarez. In Judah's view, this fight may not simply be about edging rounds. It could be Crawford's chance to deliver a statement knockout.
A little fracas. It looked kind of WWE to me, but we know Crawford is coming to try to win. That's his DNA. That's his nature. And I think that's what he will attempt to do. So it will be up to Canelo to show him moving up to this weight class was a mistake. Weight classes exist for a reason. So I really like what I'm seeing. Canelo getting young sparring partners in there. He probably is giving them advice and using them for their energy. It's like 50 Cent said in Hustler's Ambition when he said, I need you to hate so I can use you for your energy, right? He's using these younger fighters because Canelo was once the young, hungry fighter, right? And now he's using these younger fighters and sparring with them and working with them as he prepares for this. Now, I think there is something on the line for both fighters. Canelo, payday, you'll want the payday. I know that. And also Terence Crawford. But this, especially for Canelo Alvarez, he's not going to want to lose this fight because it's a smaller person. I think it'll be more embarrassing.
Derek James, one of boxing's most respected trainers, delivered a warning to Canelo Alvarez. He emphasized that Terence Crawford is unlike anyone Canelo has faced before. While Alvarez has shared the ring with big punchers and skilled technicians, Crawford combines rare fluidity with explosive bursts. James explained that Crawford is notoriously hard to time and often shines brightest under pressure, especially in high-stakes situations. He advised.
Let's talk about the fight. What you guys think about the fight? Let's get real.
Crawford in one. No, I'm just playing. Nah, I think Crawford.
You see how you don't? You don't believe in Crawford. You don't believe in Crawford in one.
No. Crawford in one. No, hell no. Crawford in one. No.
Okay.
Crawford by this. I got Crawford by decision.
I got Crawford by decision too. And I got Crawford by I got Crawford by a beatdown. If he do what I think he's gonna do, be smooth early and then step it up 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. By the 9th, 10th round, we might see Canelo go sit down. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If he step it up the way he's supposed to, that I think I know he can do. Watch what I say, y'all. Watch what I say, y'all.
Sit down.
Sit down.
By stumblage, like by balance or something like that, by hurt.
Punches putting people down. I have watched what I'm telling you. That boy is strong. He's sharp.
Rising star Jaron Boots Ennis shared his thoughts on the Showdown, labeling it a genuine 50-50 fight. He acknowledged Canelo's experience, size advantage, and proven success at higher weight classes, while also highlighting Crawford's unmatched skill, adaptability, and mental toughness. Ennis explained that the bout is unpredictable because both fighters carry weapons that can cancel out the other's strengths. He concluded,
I think it's a good fight. I think that it's a great challenge because I think both guys have great attributes, right? That, they do, and I think they have great attributes, and I think that, so you're looking to possibly see a great matchup, a great fight. And one that could be an intellectual fight from Crawford, smart, intelligent fight. And I think, Canelo probably has to be the matador in this one.
He has to be the what?
Matador, yeah.
Matador, yeah.
Yeah, well, basically, let me see, the bull.
The bull.
You got to be the bull.
Canelo has to be the bull in this one.
You got to be it because I think you find somebody faster, more athletic. You got to put whatever it is that he's doing, he has to be better at that than he is at any other night in his life.
But the big talk here, and the thing that I always go back to is just the weight class. Crawford's going up 3 weight classes. The last time he fought, went up on weight, fought Madrimov. You say you don't watch boxing, but he got, a lot of people.
Madrimov.
Oh,
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, 154.
Former middleweight champion Daniel Jacobs, who once shared the ring with Canelo Alvarez, gave his experienced take on the fight. Jacobs acknowledged Canelo as an elite talent, but pointed out that Crawford's training has revealed the determination and sharpness required to compete at this level. He suggested that Crawford will need to apply pressure at key moments, testing Canelo's stamina and work rate. While Jacobs admitted the challenge is massive, he firmly stated that Crawford has a legitimate chance. After witnessing Crawford's intense preparation for
50-50 fight, and I guess it's a fight that everybody wants to see. So, it's a good fight.
How difficult is it to make that jump from, he only had one fight at 54, so 147, 154 to 168 pounds.
You said how difficult is it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little difficult because you got to, what are you going to have to put on, like an extra 14 pounds? So he might be a little slower. Or who knows, he could be faster. I don't know. Like, it's just, you got to add more weight and gain more muscle and stuff like that. Moving up in weight and things like that. So it's a little harder, but I don't know. We'll see on fight night how he'll look.
What does Terence Crawford have to do to be successful in that fight?
Be smart. Take his time, box and move. Don't sit there and let him try to bomb on him.
What about Canelo Alvarez?
I feel like Canelo had to press him, everything behind the stick, and catch him, trying to pull back, anything, cutting the ring off, things like that.
Is it one of those situations where you try to punch on like the smaller man's like arms?
You're gonna have to bully him. You're gonna have to bully the smaller guy.
Decline. Yeah. Do you see this decline that people talk about?
Well, I can see in increments because Canelo, which I've always said is an amazing legendary fighter, but he fights in spurts. So sometimes it takes for the opponent to actually initialize him giving the best. When he was faced with me, the opposition that I had and what I was giving him, it was just a lot, whether it was boxing, whether it was coming forward, but most importantly, it was the punches and bunches. And so he was forced to either stand there, wait for the right time, or be combative and go back at it. So I think that's what Crawford may have to do. Push the pressure, make Canelo fight, or maybe just play it safe, win on points.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates.